This video is an unedited 1 hour breakdown of my workflow on a dubstep song. So I'm starting from a midpoint in the song and just going through my natural steps that I would take from there. It's different from my other content because it is in real time, unedited. You're seeing me make mistakes. You're going to see me sort of work through my thought process on things and change my mind and jump back and forth between doing one task and another. And so it's not so much a classic tutorial that you might see on this channel. It's more for you to hopefully gain some insight as to how my mind works when I'm working on a track and why I work in the way I do and why I do the things that I do. And so I hope that this just sort of unfiltered, just watching me work without, making it about teaching you a specific thing, but just showing you what I'm doing while working on a song. I hope it's helpful for you. So enjoy. All right. So I figured instead of doing like a track breakdown today, I'm going to start from sort of halfway through this track and show you what I'm going to do from here. So as I often do, I've started with kind of the drop. This is what I have so far. Right. So some issues and just some work to do on the drop. But first thing I'm going to do, let's put this magnet to bar. Control A to select all, and just bring everything over at least 8. Maybe 12 or 16 even. Let's do 12 because I don't think I'm going to do a very long intro. And then let's just sort of map out what the intro is going to be. So I basically chopped up this bass loop into pieces so it could make the melody that it's making. And then I put different processing on it for this one and for this one. That's why they have a slightly different sound. They're very sub-bassy. And I have this acapella that has a bunch of processing on it. I'll be honest, I'm not really happy with the processing on it, so I might have to like sort of redo that eventually. That's why I'm keeping the muted tracks here. Just giving you a little bit of insight into like where my thinking is. So this is half timed of this sound right here. It's supposed to sound like this. But I liked it better at the halftime, at least in the drop. Maybe for this one I'll make it unique, and on this one I'm just gonna have it be on Stretch Pro so it can stay in this. So it doesn't pitch down basically. Bring that down a little bit. I usually like to open up with some kind of impact or sting or something. So let's just go to impacts. Sometimes I look in these folders. Sometimes I just straight up go to here. Depends on how I'm feeling, because like I have no idea which folder is which, but it's just fun to see what is what. Any I actually don't mind that one especially for this song. This one's nice. But there's some impacts that like are like this that I like to put on kind of like, I think it's this one, this beat right here. So the song starts. I think it's this actually. So let's imagine, like, let's just put the metronome on real quick. No, like right there maybe. Yeah, I think as long as it's on like a half beat and not a full beat, it sounds good. Like this kind of impact for me. I do love Zane Wolf. He's my dog, so that's why I'm like looking through his impacts. I did like this one, didn't I? Or this one. Let's just put this here for now. Let's pitch it down like 5. Let's pitch it down like way more than that. See what that sounds like. And then we're gonna have to account for the it starts a little bit late. Yeah. Okay, so I guess I just have to time that right so that this is actually, if I make it 4 bars, then I think it'll be just in time. And then what I'm gonna do is just sort of repeat it like this. But this one's just gonna be quieter. Both of them are gonna, I gotta get rid of that little space because that's not gonna sound great. All right, so there. And then we're just gonna do one of these to get rid of the clicks. Obviously you can de-click if you want. Just and then I'm just gonna bring this whole thing down. Okay, so I'm not in time. Needs to be, maybe let's try that. Yeah, that's close, right? No, it's a little too fast. Let's try that. Hello? I think that's it. All right, cool. I'm happy with that. And this is going to be more in the background, so is this. We're going to just do a lot of layering in this sort of intro part. Remember that we have the whole drop over here, and I'm sort of just mapping this out right at the moment. So I'm going to take a version of this main melody. So, oh, I remember I hate this one too. God, there's a lot I don't like going on in this. It's because this one is routed to this. I think this is a little crazy. Like this could come down. And then this is just, let's see what I can get out of this. Forgive me for jumping back and forth. It's kind of my workflow. All right, so this that I don't like. But is it coming from the Rift or the fuse compressor? Let's see. Definitely coming from the Rift is what I don't like. So let's fix this. That's an option. What do you guys think? Not that you can answer me. This is a YouTube video, but I think it's dope. And I think the fuse compressor is on point right there. This one, let's see if I turn this off. So what's this doing? Okay, so I don't like the Rift. But what is, I want it to sound different than this part too. So let's see. All right, there's workarounds for this. So what I'm gonna do is turn off fuse compressor, turn on Rift, and then we're gonna work with this. I'm gonna just go to a random preset now. There we go. There we go. I don't think I can get away with that much. Let's put curve 1 onto this. Move it back. Move it back a lot. Move this to right here. Move this to 2 bars. And then switch this. We're also going to put that onto here. It's just getting this dialed in is really what the name of the game is here, this filter. In case you can't see what's going on in this particular vary notch, this makes it wider and shorter, and I have that mapped to this LFO, and I'm also doing something with the cutoff. And then what is this mapped to? Yeah, this is just a macro. I hate when everything's just mapped to a macro, and I don't want to. Let's put this on a curve 2. It's going to go up, increase, but it's also going to be on bipolar. Let's try this. Okay. We're getting somewhere, you know what I mean? It's just, you gotta find it. It takes a while. I'm gonna put this on a unipolar. So close. so close. Okay, okay. Okay, wait. No, not that much. Not this much. Damn it. You guys can kind of see what I'm going for. Let's try it on pre. It doesn't sound good on pre, but on post, there is something here. Okay. Okay, that sounds good. Let's try this. What this does is it makes it, instead of these, this is, so when it's on stereo, this is left, this is right. This is positive, this is negative shape, and you can either blend them smoothly or hard. When I put it on mid side, I like to have it like usually hard so that it can separate the mid from the side. Like, so this would be sides. Hello. And without it, yeah. So that's already sounding pretty good. When I have it on post instead of pre, there is less need for this fuse compressor, but I still think I'm going to use it. Let's try it. And we're just going to go to one of my other settings. That's a better starting point. You can see how I just name everything weird shit. I feel like right here, 50-50. I think I don't want to squish that part. I think I want to squish this part though. That versus this. Yeah, I think that's an improvement. All right, so what we're gonna do is fucking render that, and then what do we have here? There we go. Versus I know that's getting annoying for you guys, and I'm not going to edit this video, so hopefully you learned a little bit about how I process that. Control-Alt-C to Control-Alt-C what it looks like. Let's make sure this waveform looks healthy, and it does look healthy as hell. Look at how healthy it looks. These parts can be upped a little bit though, so let's I could either up the volume here, but I think really what I want to do is just up the threshold a little bit. Let's try that. Yeah, way better. Look at that. Let's have this instead of down 12, let's have it be down 7. So 700 right here and 700 right here. And then eventually what I'm going to have to do is what I've done with this one, which is I've lined up the phasing so that literally every single kick has you can see these little spaces right here where the kicks happen, and then I slid every single bass into phase with the kick, and it just makes it so much better. So this one's gonna sound a lot better, and the kick punches a lot more. And then God, something tells me to like Is it better like that? No, it's not. But something Like something's bothering me about this repeating itself right here. How about this? And then this can be different processing. So let's run this to here. Let's run it to here. Look. Run it to here. And let's do this. Oh, that has the EQ on it like that. We're gonna run it to here, and we're going to put a whole different kind of thing on this. Let's use something we haven't used yet in this project. What's that one crazy filter called that I never use? Or no, let's try this. Let's try Permutate because it's my favorite plugin. Even though it sounds like shit 90% of the time, that other 10% of the time. I do own Permutate. I don't have
Your demo of Permutate is over. Please register.
I did register it. I bought Permutate. Authorize. Are you dead ass right now? Oh shit, I think I deleted the Sonic Charge. Damn it, I deleted the Sonic Charge. I was making space on my PC. Oh yeah. I did register it. I need to re-download the Sonic Charge, like whatever the fuck that's called, where you get all the plugins from. Let's just do, there's one like filter that does like little, let's do this. Let's just like downsample it and just go through some presets here. It's going through it, right? Yeah, it is. Doesn't need to be far off from this. See, like that's perfect. Like it just needs to be subtle difference. You know what I mean? That makes all the difference. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, now I have these 3 versions, and then I have this version here that I'm just gonna copy, paste right here, and then what I'm gonna do is chop into beats. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna copy this and paste it here because we're gonna put different processing on it here. But for this one, let's go ahead and render it. And I'm gonna do what I do often before I drop, and that is this. We're gonna take all of this, select that 8 bars right there, and then we're going to route this to here. We're going to put the Endless Smile plugin on it. It can be any reverb really that you're automating, like pretty much dry wet, but Endless Smile is kind of specifically made for this, and it is just a great ambience plugin, and it's also very silly when he automates up because he goes like that, but he always ends up sad, at least for me, the way I use it. So what I'm going to do is click on this knob right here, click on that, click on it again, and then I'm going to right click it, create automation clip. That'll create an automation clip for the thing that I just adjusted. I'm going to right click exactly once right there. That's it. Not do anything else. It needs to land on the drop, so it needs to automate all the way out right there. I usually like this one or the first one, so I think this one is better suited in this case. And actually I'm actually going to bring this up here because I don't want any of the bass until, like, I really don't want any of the bass. You know what I'm saying? And then like layer that with like a little subtle riser and some, you know, I'm not gonna do like a build up drums kind of thing. What this is gonna do right here, I'm gonna render this together, and then I'm just gonna adjust the out on it, so it's just gonna be basically like it's just gonna be a tail, you know, like just like that. And then obviously this is gonna be super different too. So like, let's do this and this, and then we're gonna put different processing on it. I don't think I need this effects chain anymore because we already got that dialed in. Okay, cool. So we're gonna completely change this. No more. Let's do. I'm going to save this preset. Now let's. I want one that makes it sound like not that good. The cool thing is that this is already on quarter beats, so. And then, of course, this one. I'm going to turn off all this. Do I need to save this one? I guess. I guess it's better to save than not save. I turned it off too. That was dumb of me. All right, and then we got to get rid of the sub bass. Is kind of it's actually a good thing to have. So here's what I'm going to do really quick. I just want a pure sub bass version. The fastest way I can do that is to turn this off, route it to here, and then just literally take all this, type in value 15, and then we're just going to Control-Alt-C to leave the muted track behind so I can continue doing what I was doing. But I think this sub bass will come in handy later. Like I'm going to use this right here, and I think I'll drop in the vocal with the sub bass because that'll complement it. Because look. I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, just whatever. I'll do that again if I have to. Now I'm going to not do that. Let's see. Turn that back on. Route it back to here. Unroute it from there. And then we're gonna first of all change this. I'm also going to put in EQ, I think before it, but then I'm going to try it after it. I'm going to try both, just A/B it. So I'm going to just take out the lows and the highs. I'm going to try it, whoops. I'm going to try it before and after the try after. We actually are going to keep this routed to here for now. And then this is not the best way to do it, but I'm trying to go kind of fast right now, so. No, I'm not going to keep it routed to there. What I should have done is put the EQ onto this right here, which I'm going to do actually. Let's do what I should have done because this is a YouTube video about what I should do. So you can click save preset as, but I can drag it to right here. Then it's going to have the same settings right there. I'm going to take it off of this one. You can just type E and that'll get rid of it. And then I'm going to route both of them to here. That is what I should have done. And then let's literally like put this on 20 and then raise this a little bit too. I really don't want it to be. I'm gonna slide these. I mean, really, the problem isn't Rift, but once I render this, like if I render this, is what I can do, I think. I think I can do this because if, okay, so here, okay, so I can render this one. Just hit Control G. Put that there. Render this one. Control G. You know what I mean? Same for this. Control G. Because this is like the spot in Rift that has that good sound. I don't know if you guys are following what I'm doing, but this is kind of. Damn it. It's not the best way of doing this, to be honest, but it's like I want the intro to kind of sound shitty compared to the drop anyway, so. If this doesn't work, then I'm just gonna put it how I had it. Yeah, let's just. Damn it. It's the timing that's off. That's close enough, I guess. Fuck it. Because the other thing does have a little bit of delay on it, so it's covering a little space. Slice it there, bring that like that. Just go ahead and let's just render this. I want it to make it. I want to make it small and shitty. That's my goal. And so don't worry about it sounding small and shitty. This needs to be lower and longer. All right, so we're gonna do this, render these together. I'm gonna put this on in like that. And then we just need impacts here and here. I don't like this at all, though. Let's do this instead. Let's put this on -24 on this one, because it's a different version, right? Yeah, it is. -24 will sound cool. No. Nope, that was dumb of me. -12. I guess it'll be like the other ones. This will have, oops. This will have less. Maybe this should be on Stretch Pro. Let's make this unique. Stretch Pro. Oh, but then it has to, the time has to go out to here. Right there, right? Yeah, I think that sounds good. Let's start this way up here. And another impact, obviously, right here. Crash, down lifter. Also, what I'm going to do is the similar thing with the hi-hats. I actually might just route them to the same exact. All right, so here, I'm going to make this unique. And then I'm going to take this brush tool right here that doesn't duplicate them. Make sure it's on 1/3 beat like it is. And then I'm just going to literally have it. Have it kind of get steeper and steeper. You know what I mean? Let's do this. Because it didn't do it enough, I think, right here. I think here it sounded good, but then it needs to like. And then we're gonna raise everything up though. Like that kind of. How about if I do the velocity like this? And how about if I even do the panning like this? Let's do it more. You know what I'm saying? I believe it's on cut itself, so it shouldn't bleed, but let's try to route it to the endless smile. It might not stay on there. Let's see. It gets a little too low. Let's put it. Yeah. The weird thing is that I think I need to bring this back a little bit because it just starts a little bit off. So yeah, there we go. That's better. And it is routed to. Oh, fuck. What did I route to this? Fuck. Something that I don't want to be routed to that is going to be routed to it. Is it this? Yeah, it is. Okay. That doesn't really matter, but I would rather not have it be there. So let's put this on hat, I guess. And then this, I'm going to Control Alt C, create the audio. And it looks like this. It's already, like, I don't think I'm going to keep it on this endless smile, but let's just see if it sounds good. No, we are keeping it. We are keeping it. Okay, cool. Let's get rid of that. I'm already happy with it, so I don't need to keep it around. As far as like the MIDI. And then let's just put some impacts, and then that'll be it for this video, so that we can just play the whole thing through. And I'm not gonna do the vocals this time. It's just a little much for one video. Like this is a perfect one for another like right on a half beat. Right there, perfect. And then we just need like a. This is another perfect one for this one. Right there. Like right there. I just use a lot of impacts, and then sometimes I get consistent with like one impact, like, and I'll use that for the riser too, like reverse it. Nope, don't like that. How about this? And then this will go, it's right before that. It's right there. Maybe this actually should be there too. This will be so much easier once I actually have my main impact that I want to use. Come on, come on. Oops. Impact. That's what I fucked up. How about that right here? No. Put the riser too. That's a good like opening impact right there. That's what I'm looking for, kind of. And then this should be out more like here. I guess like that. And then this should be this. Nope. I promise you, there's a rhyme and reason behind what I'm doing. No, this is like one of these ones for sure. Yeah. Okay. Let's put this. Let's have it go to here because I believe that'll make it in time. Let's put this here. Nope, it didn't put it in time though. So, oh, it's in 130. So we can just do that. Auto detect 130. You know what I can also do? This, and then route this to here, and then get rid of this. Make this unique. Oh, whoa. This is supposed to be here. Also, this whole time, why don't we have this right here too? Let's just do the tape stop on this. Let's do like this. Make that unique. Have it do this. We're going to do a tape stop on this too. Make this unique. They're both going to be Stretch Pro. They're both going to go up to 24 right here. And then with this 2-bar selected, we're going to right click, create automation, right click, create automation. Same thing for this. It already is in Stretch Pro, create automation. This is going to go down to 24 as well. So this should be like type in value 0, down, 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 pitch, pitch. See that tape stop that it does? Fake tape stop. All right, so I know this is not perfect. I'm still gonna edit this a lot. I'm not the happiest with it. Maybe I'll get rid of this. But just like, I hope that gave you like a little bit of insight into my workflow. This is hi-hats on 1/3, just doing this. And then this is just them like 7 semitones lower. This is just like a loop that I changed the pitch of. You saw what I did with this. The snares are layered together. They just happen to work together when they're both right on the grid. Sometimes I'll shift them off the grid to stagger the transients, like this one. You can see I shifted that one off the grid to stagger just to make it sound better. And the kicks are everything's happening on 1/3 timing in the percussion pretty much. Like, so the kicks are all on 1/3 timing. They all need to have like a slight like that so that it's not making that click sound. I did. Let me show you one last thing that's I was talking about earlier. So what I went through and did was, when I have the final rendered version of the bass, I'll slice it right on every single kick. So I have to put it on 1/3 timing in order to do that. So I'll slice it on every single kick, right? Let's just pretend like I did it on every kick already. All right, right there. Then I'm gonna go through each one. I know this is tedious, but they're all in different frequencies, so it's like I gotta do it. And I'm gonna slide it and then see where it's in phase the most. So this is almost in phase. I just got to get rid of that little piece right there. Even a little bit more. Like that. There we go. See how it makes the kick just punch through more because it's not fighting the phasing? This is like good, and then we're just gonna do this. We're just gonna slide this back into phase like that. Oops. No, but it has to actually stay out like that. So hold on, let's. Fuck. That's actually kind of cool. It's missing a lot of it. But that's the idea, right? Because now the kick is punching through, the phasing is not fighting itself, and it sounds way cooler. And that's what I did with the first one, and then I would just render the whole thing together. So let's just play this and pretend like I did that for the rest of this and see what it sounds like and how terrible it is. I still got a lot of work to do, but I hope that was a thorough video on sort of my process, and I hope that it was helpful. I love you.